What's going on, all you wild crime enthusiasts? It's your two favorite critics down here in the Ozarks. We're back to review the brand new season of Ozark that just hit Netflix. And we had a great time with it. I'm Logan Myers. It's my good mate over there.
I'm Uncle Henry Hill.
And things are about to get a little too wild for the final season of Ozark. Man, we've been waiting for this show to return for 2 years now. I think when season 3 ended, we had the pandemic. Times are pretty tough. We're missing the Bird family and all the craziness they get involved with, having to do with the Mexican cartel, cleaning dirty money, money laundering, crime, violence, and all that stuff they come across throughout the entire series thus far, leading into the brand new season.
Ozark season 4, part 1 finally returns after what seems to be a couple of years anyway. I'd have to go back and look when the last, but it seems like it's been a long time. When we last left the Bird family, we saw them, visiting with Omar Navarro, the cartel leader, and they flew out with Helen Pierce, their kind of attorney, who'd been working with Omar Navarro to kind of strategizing Omar's future and everything. Omar had them fly out, and the last scene we saw was Omar shooting her right in the head, and then you saw the brain matter fly all over the birds, so shit was getting real. The birds survived, of course, and now they are primarily dealing with Omar Navarro personally. And in this part 1 of the final season, Omar is looking to get out. He wants to live a normal life, enjoy his children, lives relatively stress-free, be able to move freely between the United States and Mexico. He wants to be able to fly back and forth without, fearing for his life, fearing to be captured and put in prison. So he is looking to work with the birds. Of course, Marty has formed a relationship with Maya Miller, this FBI agent, that he's been, given information and, trying to keep her just far enough away where she doesn't know that he's, fully involved in this, all this crazy stuff that's happening, all these murders, but keeping her close enough where, when it's time for the birds to get out and escape this life, that he can, hopefully count on her to return the favor.
Yeah, and the stakes are even higher this season, and some really standout performances per usual. I mean, the show racks up Emmys. Just a great ensemble of actors, story, script. Every season they get more, hard situations to get out of, always dealing with violence and having to do with the cartel. As you were saying, Omar Navarro, and then introducing Javi, his young nephew, I believe he is. And then eventually Omar wanting to give his young nephew up for some really good reasons, I guess, and things don't turn out as planned. But the actor that played young Javi, he was the actor in the Exorcist TV show I was telling you about. He was pretty good in this season. I liked him. He was kind of a scumbag and always up the bird's ass and always checking on him, and something off about this guy. He's bad news. But I thought he did a really great in this role, and I loved him in that other show as well.
Omar's nephew, Javi, I agree. He did a great job playing like this kind of loose cannon. You never know what he's going to do. He's very charming. Several scenes where he's like having dinner with the family and he's kind of hitting on Charlotte in front of Wendy and Marty and doing all these kind of shady things. He wants to take over for Omar, and he's willing to kill for it. We see him shoot and kill the sheriff in one of the episodes. So he's a loose cannon, and he's looking to take over the family business once Omar goes out. But, we know that Omar doesn't really trust him at all. He has this scene where he tells, Javi that blood is thicker than water. This all is about family, but really Omar, is looking out for himself and looking to steer clear of that. But Javi's on his own, and he becomes like the big bad by the end of the season here. But like you mentioned, Ozark, every season, it just continues with the great writing and the great acting, just everything about the show. It's becoming, just as good, if, that it can be considered one of the great crime dramas, up there with The Sopranos, with Breaking Bad. It's up to that caliber, and it's all thanks to the writing and the cast and the acting. This season, we get some direction in the final 2 episodes by Robin Wright. She came on and directed those last 2 episodes. And this season, like you mentioned, really ratchets up the tension, ups the stakes even more. Like, these episodes are intense. There's 7 episodes in this first part. Every episode just gets more intense. This show just leaves you hard to breathe. It's hard to catch your breath from all that's going on. There's danger around every corner. We have all these characters, and each of them are trying to look out for themselves and kind of, they're trying to, keep their families in order. And everything clashes by the end. We had Ruth Langmore, of course, coming back. Julia Garner, just a terrific performance. She's won multiple Emmys. She's going to win again this season for sure. She just does a great job as Ruth. And this season has a lot to do with the aftermath of last season with, of course, Wendy's brother, Ben, getting killed. Wendy had to have him killed because he just became unpredictable with his, he was a manic bipolar, and he was just becoming unpredictable and hard to deal with. So he was killed, and Ruth finds that out this season. Ruth, of course, struck up a relationship with him last season. So this season really finds her in a crazy place with her dealing with the death, finding out about about what happened, and kind of looking for revenge. And then at the end of this first part of Ozark season 4, we find out that her cousin and Darlene, they have a relationship, of course, that we saw last year. They end up getting married at the end of the season, and in the final episode, they're both killed. And that's really pushes Ruth over the edge, and she's out for fucking business and out for revenge. And she finds out that it was Javi responsible. So going into the final batch of episodes, it's going to be Ruth trying to take out Javi. And of course, we all know that that's probably not going to go very well. So we're going to see some characters probably lose their lives in the last part of the last season, moving forward. And it's going to be interesting to see where this all leads to.
Yeah, talk about a powerhouse performance yet again. Julia Gardner's Ruthie, especially that last episode. You see so much emotion. As she's always kind of angry and kind of a bitch at times to people. You really see the true emotion and sadness. What happens, with losing a family member. She's lost everybody. She's gonna fight at this point. She's going after Javi and she's gonna kill him. I have a lot of predictions and theories without spoiling too much. Little foreshadowing in the first episode that you and I were talking about, maybe how this series ends, having to do with a car crash, but we're not really sure. Maybe that will be second to the last episode. I don't know. It's hard to say, but a lot of really cool setup here. The Javi character being the new bad guy, working with the FBI, having the FBI agent Maya in this. Jason Bateman, Laura Linney as Marty and Wendy. Top-notch performances as always. Wendy is more like a Heisenberg character, Tony Soprano. It's a character you love to hate. True sociopath in this season. She's like frightening, like how good she is. And she's just really great performances. Jason Bateman, per usual, playing this straight. No comedy whatsoever, and he really knocks it out of the park. I'm very convincing performance. His relationship with his young son and having these offshore accounts and doing some illegal stuff. With Jonah. I thought they, had a good relationship where they complete opposite with him and his mom, Charlotte, trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life back in Chicago. So going back to the hometown and stuff, and then trying to get back there. Just a lot's on the line, and really leading up to the second part of Ozark, and really looking forward to it. I was so excited when this dropped. 7 episodes. We ended up knocking it out in 2 days while you were in Vegas, and just had a great time with it. Love falling back into this dark world that they created in in the Ozarks. So really had a great time with this. Season 4, part 1, Ozark just was released on Netflix. Had an absolute great time with it. So really, really shocking aspects to the season, and really excited to see where it takes us in the final part. So that being said, I'll give Ozark season 4, part 1, a 4.5 out of 5 Jason Bateman hair pieces.
The final episodes of Ozark, it feels, bittersweet that we're going to be, moving on from this series. It's another epic crime drama, and the two powerhouses, Jason Bateman and Laura Linney as Wendy and Marty Bird. We've really seen a change between the dynamic. It started out where Jason Bateman was kind of one way, and then him and Wendy kind of, basically switched sides there. Like Wendy became the more like boss of the family, whereas Marty is more straight-laced now, just trying to get down to business and think things through. It's kind of like a shift in the characters. Now they're trying to work together more, and they're going to have to work together in these last batch episodes to, find a way out of this life and to get their family out safely. and see everybody survive. We saw the kids grow up a lot in this season, of course, because of the pandemic. Filming was pushed back a little bit, so we saw young Jonah grow up. He looks like a young man now. Puberty hit, and so he looks a little different, and he had more to do this season. I was pretty impressed with this performance. He did a good job. He's sort of rebelling against the family, and working more with Ruth this season, and kind of going behind the back of his family. He doesn't agree with the choices that they made, specifically with his Uncle Ben being killed. And we also saw that private investigator this season, Mel Satum, which was hired by Helen Pierce's husband to kind of find her. And that just introduces another kind of player out there that's shook things up this season and is going to play a big part in the final batch episodes, because he's seen some things. So he knows some information that can really incriminate the family. So, how's that going to play out? Is he going to be killed before he's able to rat on the family? What's going to happen there? We saw him in a scene doing some coke there, so we know he isn't all good, but he seems like he's going to come into play big time in the final episodes. Just a great first part of the season. Part of me wishes we had all the episodes and could just, binge to the end. But part of me too is excited that we get, 7 or however many, episodes to go here, and we'll get it. And hopefully not too long into 2022, hopefully by the summertime, we'll be able to see the final episodes. But I had a great time with Ozark. Season 4, part 1, this epic crime drama. It's fantastic all around, all the cast, the direction this season. Robin Wright really knocked those last 2 episodes of part 1 out of the park, in my opinion. Those last 2 episodes were really great. The intensity is higher than ever. The stakes are higher than ever. And we are witnessing, the final, final episodes in this saga for the Bird family. With that being said, I'm going to give Ozark season 4, part 1, a 4.5 out of 5 Darlene Snell hair pieces. Get out of my house.
Yeah, that PI guy really pissed me off. It's kind of funny and ironic. He's a former Chicago policeman turned cokehead. I've heard that story before. Or even doing it on the job, who knows? But he really annoyed me. He was a good bad guy. So really annoying and always up Marty's ass. So it's going to be interesting how that all plays out too, and how this all ends. I'm very interested. Up in realm of, Breaking Bad, Sopranos, it's that good. It's just a great crime drama and character arcs that are really fantastic. So love it. With that being said, we want to hear from you guys. What do you guys like about Ozark season 4? What's your favorite episode? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, check out these wild rascals on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our website, CinePhellas.com.
Thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in to our review of Ozark season 4, part 1. We love this show, and we love reviewing this part 1 of the series. We can't wait for the final batch of episodes, and we can't wait to return to the Lake of the Ozarks for the final time later on this year. Well, that wraps it up for our review today. We'll be back soon with a lot of great content and a lot of great reviews and podcasts and giveaways to come in 2022. We'll see you wild rascals soon. We're signing out from the Lake of the Ozarks. I'm Uncle Marty Bird.
And I'm Uncle Wendy.
Uncle Wendy, cheese.